Welcome back to the Nasdaq Sniper Academy. In this video, we're going to look at reaction zones, finding those key levels of interest where price is expected to get a strong reaction, whether bullish or bearish. As we see these spots and we're able to enter in those areas, it gives us a small drawdown, a sniper entry. Let's take a look at today's trades and let's see how we can learn how to find these reaction zones. You see, pre-market, we had a strong rejection from a reaction zone. So we got in for a short because price came back into this fair value gap, and we're expecting it to come probably down to this area here, right? Maybe come into this gap, bounce off this 200 SMA. So I normally don't trade pre-market. However, we got the reaction from the reaction zone, broke the market structure shift, came back in the fair value gap. So it's going. So we're expecting price to come down. Now, what I'm doing right now is I'm looking at, okay, since I'm expecting a snapback play and VWAP hasn't been hit since 12:30 a.m., right? So I'm like, okay, well, let me draw this out. I'm looking at, you know, one touch here, another touch here. And so I'm looking at, okay, where is price going to come to? So I got this video kind of sped up, but you'll be able to see, you know, how to kind of find these areas. So right here, I'm looking at the 4-hour chart. And right here, we see this gap being filled, right? We want to see right here, price is going to come into this gap and probably fill it on the 4-hour chart. So that's an area of interest. That's a point of interest, right? That's an area that we're expecting price to get a reaction when it goes up to that zone. But for right now, I'm hoping, right, price comes down, comes underneath the VWAP a little bit, comes into a fair value gap, and then gets power to go back up. That's what I'm anticipating. Anywhere right underneath the VWAP. So I'm watching price, you know, it's coming close to the 200 SMA. So I bring my stop down. So now I'm at break even, right? I can't really lose on the trade, but I want to see what it does on this 200 SMA right here. You know, is it going to bust through it? Is it going to bounce? You know, I'm kind of watching it close. So so now that it's touching it, okay, I bring my
stop
close. We get a reaction off the 200 SMA, which I figured, and just lock in a quick $100, right? So now I've switched to my other account because since I locked in some money on that one, I'm like, okay, well, let me see if I can lock in some money in the other one. I'm still thinking price wants to come down here. It hasn't touched the VWAP since midnight, right? So I'm waiting for price to come down, but what happens is we get a big move off the 200 SMA on the 2-minute chart. You know, right now I'm looking at the 5-minute parent is here. I'm like, okay, I think it could still come down. But all of a sudden we get this big move off the 2-minute parent because it came into this fair value gap. So that was the snapback play, folks. That was the area that price wanted to come to, get some power, and then go back up. So I missed it. I was thinking it wanted to come down and touch the VWAP. But if you look close, you see it came into this fair value gap, you know, bounce right off of the parent. That's why you got to know, where are the parents? I got a video on it. The video says, where are the parents? You have to know price will a lot of times react strongly off of the parent. This is the 200 SMA on the 2-minute chart. Came into the fair value gap, pow, bounce off this parent. And now it's going to go all the way to grandma's house without me. I was still thinking it wanted to come down here first, but later on it does. However, I should have seen this spot, but that's okay. So you see I got it 29,889. That's the area of, you know, the reaction area, right? Reaction zone. That's a point of interest. So I'm watching price. It got a little rejection at 862. So then I'm thinking, you know what? It's close enough. Maybe I'll get in for one, and then I'll just keep my other one there and just add to it. Just in case price wants to not catch me. So here you see it's at 871. I'm like, okay, let me just go ahead and get in now. So I get in now at 861. I still got my 889 because I really think that that's where it wants to go to fill that 4-hour chart or a 4-hour gap, and then have a good strong pullback. So right now I'm like, okay, well, I'm just in for one. I'm going to add if it comes up there because 889 is a pretty solid spot because it's filling the 4-hour gap. Remember, the 4-hour chart is very important, folks. It's very powerful. And so here we are right there. We're close. We're like, oh, am I going to get filled? Oh, can I get filled? Okay, there it is. So we get filled, right? Price only goes up 2 more points. It only goes up to 891. So that's what I want you to see, folks. I want you to see how accurate these levels are. So now my stop loss is only 2 points. Look, well, technically now it's at 883. So what, less than 10 points, right? So anyways, so I'm in for 2. As you see, I take profit on 1. And we're seeing this bounce off the 20-minute or the 20 SMA. And there's news still, right? So I'm like, there's news at 9 o'clock. So I know that price could probably still want to push up just because of news until news comes. So I'm like, you know what? Let me just go ahead and protect the house. My runner could be a break even. I'm thinking it wants to come down. I'm thinking price wants to come down into this fair value gap possibly, right? But I know news is coming. So I'm not going to be married to this trade. I'm going to go ahead and protect the house and get a break even if price wants to shoot up and go higher in anticipation for the news. So you have to take all those into consideration. And that's what it does. If it shoots up, okay, great. I make $8. I make $49 on that one. Nothing major. So, but this was a reaction zone. And guess what? We got the reaction, right? I knew we'd get a reaction. And what's great about those areas is, like I said, the stop was small, and you're almost guaranteed a reaction at those spots. But, news is coming in like 8 more minutes. So I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to sit back and do nothing because I want to see what happens with news. And there's no trade right here at this point, especially with news coming soon. So this is a time when you just sit back and watch and you wait. So here we have news just came out at 9 o'clock, right? Now it's 9:02. And I'm watching price action. Again, I have a buy way down here, right? I'm moving it up. I'm still expecting price to come down and bounce off of the VWAP, break under the VWAP a little bit and go up. You see, I'm moving my little buy order up because I'm like, price is going to come down here. And you think, well, why not sell it then? Well, I'm watching. I know this is a area of resistance, but I'm watching. Look at this. The price just bounced off. It's not falling fast. It's 904. Price is kind of going sideways. So I'm like, man, I'm not seeing anything that's telling me to sell. News just came out. And guess what happens? Bam! 15, 16 minutes later, price tanks. And it tanks without me. I miss it. It happens sometimes, folks. It happens. But
order
I buy it right here. As soon as it breaks underneath the VWAP and we get this little push, right? It didn't come all the way down to the expected level, but it did break the VWAP a little bit and got a reaction, which is a reaction area, point of interest. It's a reaction zone. So right now I'm looking at the 30-minute parent. I'm like, okay, oh yeah, there's a 30-minute parent right there as well. So that should give it a little bit of support. So broke under the VWAP a little bit. We got a nice little push up. The 30-minute parent is right here, right? So I'm like, okay, well, let's just go ahead and get in. And we should, get a good little push. So now I'm drawing my trend line, and indeed, that's like the third touch on the bottom of this trend line, right? And I'm thinking, okay, we should at least get a push back up to this parent, right? Or somewhere close. So sure enough, and obviously we got this big fair value gap right here. So price probably wants to come into there. And, I really should have held it longer than I did. But once it came up close to this 200 SMA, you see I'm up $150, 1 micro. What's that? 75 points. There's nothing wrong with locking in 75 points, folks.
Stop filled.
Bam. There you go. Locked it in. But you see the sniper entry. That's what I want you to see. When you see, so $185 for the day, and then I'm done. But again, right now it's about the sniper entries. Boom. Push off. Bam. 75 points. Right? Test other areas. And once you have these, sorry, folks. Once you have those areas of interest kind of zoned out, mapped out on your chart, then, you're not going to get monkey brain so much. You're going to say, okay, I might have missed a short, but I know it's going to bounce off the 30-minute parent right underneath the VWAP. Let me get in, catch a quick 75 points, be done for the day, right? You're expecting, you kind of expecting reactions on these levels, but you have to take in mind whether there's news and other events like that. Nasdaq Sniper here giving you the game. I hope that makes sense to you. Watch the video again so you can kind of get a better understanding. But we want to know where these reaction levels are. Get prepared for those major high, support and resistance levels. And we could just trade off of those and don't diddle in the middle, like they say. Nasdaq Sniper here giving you the game. Happy trading. God bless.